Magic City Inspections, Planet Pizza, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Subway, Century Eyewear, Qdoba, North Country Sportswear, Morelli's Distributing, Jersey Mike Subs, Pro Style Production DJ Services, and the Beaupre Law Firm. This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
We raise the bar on bar food with sandwiches, tenders, and burgers. There's more where this came from. To the greatest of all times, Buffalo Wild Wings.
BMC has been here for over 25 years.
We're still a community bank that's there for you.
When you come in with your business plan, your vision, your idea, we can make it a reality.
I love seeing projects come alive for our clients.
We're real people helping real people.
We know you, and we're always happy to see you.
We build relationships. You're part of the BNC family.
We are part of the community.
It's what we're built on.
Yours truly, BNC.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
With 26 flavors, got a sauce for every squad. Don't drip on the drip. It's the greatest of all times. Buffalo Wild Wings.
You have built an amazing life by working hard and doing your job well. Delivering financial advice is what we do well. At Ameriprise Financial, our job is to use our skills, experience, and research to help you become more successful in today's economy. What we want you to walk away from each encounter with is satisfaction in knowing that together, we've done what we can to help you work toward a better future.
Thanks for buying some room.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment, for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
your your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, talk to State Farm agent Michael Lebron in Minot today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust.
Like our convenient online banking.
Along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, talk to State Farm agent Michael Lebron in Minot today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Time for the Scotty K Show, presented by Spicy Pie. Let's go live to the pie for the Scotty K Show. Here's Scotty K.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie. Here for a couple of more weeks. We'll be here tonight and then again next week, and then we'll take the summer off, and hopefully with the help from Spicy Pie, we'll be back here again back in late August into September and take you throughout the school year next year. But we got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to talk baseball on a couple of levels. We're going to talk a little soccer, girls-wise, and girls tennis. Later on in the show, Scott Delorme, the head coach of the Minot High girls tennis team, will join me. Matt Powell, the head coach of the Minot High girls soccer team, who are having very special seasons this spring, will join me. We also will talk a little Souris Valley Sabre Dogs as they get their season underway at the end of the month, and we'll talk to their assistant general manager. But my first guest tonight on the Scotty K Show is Pat Arnston. He's the head coach of the Minot Vistas American Legion baseball team in here. He is kind of doing a dual role for me tonight. We're going to talk a little Vistas. We're going to talk a little Magic City Youth baseball. Pat, thanks a lot for joining me tonight. Good seeing you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And guess what?
What's that?
I think summer's right around the corner. We hope it is. Anyway, hey, Pat, thanks a lot for joining me. And we're going to talk a little Magic City Youth Baseball because I want people to understand the program that we have here in this community. But let's talk Vistas first of all, because you're just around the corner. You were telling me before we went on the air that you're looking forward to this season, not just because we've had a tough spring, but just to get back outside and get some play some baseball.
Absolutely, yeah. Especially these kids have been stuck inside with all the snow and the rain we've got recently. I think everybody's itching to get outside and play. And especially myself, I'd much rather be out in a dugout getting ready to go than indoors helping everybody prepare.
Pat, let's talk about the year. I looked at your roster today, and you've got some veterans coming back, kids that have been in your program for a while, but you're going to incorporate and sprinkle in some new kids. Do you like what you see? And I know you got to see them on the field and that sort of thing, but do you like the makeup of your team?
Yeah, I'd say we have about 50% returners, 50% new guys. The Metros playing for Dalton Cooper last year, I think really overachieved with mostly like a 15-year-old group, and a good portion of that of the new guys on our team. So guys super athletic, super versatile, and have had some success. So I think we're excited to see what we have, and mostly just even going through tryouts, we had a bunch of guys who are just excited to be at the field, and that's that seems to be the number one indicator of a good summer is guys that want to show up.
You know, Pat, you not being involved in the high school end of it, but I bet you and Pete Stenberg conversed with each other a lot because he's got a lot of the kids that are going to play for you this summer that are on the spring team. How important is it for those kids that are playing in the high school end of it to get the reps in early in the year?
Yeah, it's huge. You need to get ready. That's what we always try to tell our guys is like, if you're going to play baseball, like you need to play as much as you can, especially like you said with the weather. You're going to not have to knock off the rust and prepare while everyone else is still playing and getting ready. So you need to get out and get those live game reps to prepare accordingly because it takes a while, right? Seeing live pitching is a lot different than hanging out.
Exactly, and the thing about it is I look at your roster and I go down it and a lot of those names jump out at me that they've been kids that have been in your program. How is important it for those kids like the Hunter Riziskas and the Tyler Bedeaus and the Tyler Buchanans and Kellen Burke, who's a young kid still, but he's got some. How much do you play off of them early in the year?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even call it pressure, right? But if you're going to talk about guys who are mainstays in your lineup, you need them to perform if you're going to be any good. So certainly we need to lean on those guys while some of our more inexperienced players get comfortable because that seems to be the biggest change going from a junior varsity or junior legion level bumping up to AA and varsity is the pitching's way different. So you have to be mentally prepared for all those at-bats instead of getting those cookie at-bats every once in a while where a guy might not have an off-speed pitch or something like that. That seems to be the big change. So we'll need to lean on those guys early to pull everybody along.
Talk about your roster. What's a strength? And I know you look as a coach, you go into the season, okay, I got some kind of idea where our strengths are, maybe where our weaknesses are. What's going to be the major strength of your Vista team this year?
I mean, you got to pitch, but the biggest thing is our versatility. Looking at it on paper, even coming into tryouts, you have a general idea of what you think you're going to see, but you draw it out on paper, and there's guys that can move all over the place, and having that position flexibility is really important when pitching is the key. And as long as you can move all the pieces around it so you still have a solid defense and a solid lineup around them, but you can put the most important guy on the mound, that's what I'm most excited for about this group is looking out. Not everybody can only play third base. Not everybody can only play left field. Everybody can bounce around. And
the versatility is great, isn't it?
It's huge. It makes our job so much easier when you're trying to think ahead of what our next move is, where it's like, and you can look at the guys on the bench and have guys with 3 different gloves in their bag ready to roll at whatever spot you call them for.
And Pat, I don't know, I've looked at your schedule, I'm doing some things, that sort of thing. How many games do you have on your schedule this year?
I believe we have 44 games, plus you could get a couple more if you play well in some tournaments, but that's 44 games before the state tournament.
Okay, and the reason I ask you that is you need versatility on the mound. You need a lot of kids that can go out there. They may only give you 2 or 3 innings each time they go out there, but you need kids that can go out there. And it's not so much that they're going to be the top-notch pitcher, but give me 3 innings and throw strikes and put the ball in play. That's so important when it comes to a Legion baseball, isn't it?
And those 44 games, I mean, game 1's June 7th, and our last scheduled game before state is July 21st. So typically almost everyone on our roster pitches at some point because you're going to run into that game where same thing where it's like we know you're not a pitcher, but they get it too because that by us getting to schedule as many games as we can, it gets everyone more opportunities to play. We can get everybody more at bats. We can get guys into their secondary positions, and so some guys know when we reach that point in the schedule, it's like you might throw today, they get it. Where it's like I know I'm not a pitcher, but we got to play.
And Pat, and I'm more of a baseball guy. I mean, I do a lot of basketball and football and that sort of thing. But I was a baseball guy back when I grew up, and I'm going to let you know I wasn't very good, but the versatility is good. Okay, you're going to play second base today, but you might be playing left field tomorrow, and you might catch someday down the road. The versatility of watching these young kids develop through their teen years and their growth through the baseball program is so important. And I know you look at that a long ways, don't you?
Yeah, and that's even something we're trying to do a little bit more at the Babe Ruth level is carry a bigger schedule for them. Typically they don't play nearly as much, so some of those guys that might be on that team that primarily play second base. If you can get enough games on the schedule, you get more shortstop experience. You get more experience at third base, and got to be able to open those windows to see so guys get opportunities to gain more experience. So when they get to us, it's not brand new. They've played all over the field, and that's what we need to, so we can put the best 9-10 guys out there.
You know, and the thing that's really impressive, back when I played, you know, we had a West Division and an East Division, but now it's the Vista end of it is it's all one a statewide deal. You open up against West Fargo. Those are conference games. I mean, you got to be ready to go at that time.
Yeah, not the first one. June 7th, we have a non-conference.
Oh, okay.
With them because they're coming on a West Coast trip, so they asked if we could get a non-conference.
So you're just going to play a couple games for everybody to get acclimated.
Yeah, June 7th we have them in one non-conference, but then when they come back through from Williston on June 9th, we got a conference doubleheader.
And those count.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's what we tell all our guys. Like we always use the verbiage conference versus non-conference because there's something pretty detrimental about that non-counter word that kind of turns off the guys' motors. So we always try to refer to them as conference games because they all matter to us and they all count. So, but yeah, we're defending state champs coming through town right away.
You bet. Hey, and I want to ask you the question because you know with 10 teams, is it 10 teams now there?
Yes, Jamestown is back up in Double A.
Okay, so they're back in Double A, so you gotta play everybody once. But I know you like to get out there and play other teams. I see you got Moorhead coming in here, and you're going to tournaments and that sort of thing. Because you kind of like to see them play against other competition other than what you're going to see during the course of the year in the regular season or in the division, plus what you're going to see at the state tournament. It's like it's fun to play other teams and see how you stack up.
Yeah, certainly from the competition side, but even just from a mental energy level, right? We see, especially teams in the West, because of our proximity, if we're going to play games and we're not going to have crazy travel, we got to play the Willistons, Mandans, Bismarcks, Dickinsons, and I'm sure they feel the same way at times, like especially even the COVID year. I think we played Mandan 6 or 8 times that year, and now that we have some tournaments, we've kind of had an agreement. We're like, hey, let's chill out on seeing each other for a little bit because it's
yeah.
You get so familiar, and we of course we want our kids to be excited every time we go to the yard, but it's something about seeing a different uniform that you know nothing about kind of helps bring that energy up.
Outside the division, you're playing in a few tournaments this year, aren't you?
Yeah. Mandan's hosting one early in the summer, and I really like that because they do a really good job of hosting it, right? And that's not very expensive for our program. It's not very far to travel, and we usually get to see at least a couple teams we don't normally. Like last year we played Detroit Lakes and Billings there, and who we normally wouldn't see. And then this year, because of that, actually, we're going to go out to the Detroit Lakes for a tournament.
I understand that. I want to be on that trip.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't too tough of a selling point for our boys to say like, hey, what do you think about going to wood bat tournament? So that'll be kind of cool. Just guys get to pretend like they're in the big leagues a little bit, swinging wood. I don't think they'll love to see what a wood bat does for them compared to their metal, but like that was an easy trip to sell. It's not that far, and we're going to Detroit Lakes to play some baseball. So.
Hey, and the other thing, the other tournament I want to talk about is the one you guys host here. It used to be the Heilman Performance Tournament, and now it's named in memory of a former Minot State player who passed away, Justin Demery. Memorial Tournament coming up at the end of June. You're excited about that, aren't you?
Absolutely. It was huge. Obviously, I used to coach Justin, and he was a coworker as well over at Heilman's Performance, so we're pretty close. He was pretty close to our family, and just a part of the baseball community. Even a lot of their kids in our program had worked with them through pitching stuff down at the gym, and I was ready to move on from our tournament just because we had a difficult time getting people to come here. I mean, we're far away from most places, and first I was ready to move on, and then my boss and employer over at Heilman's mentioned renaming it for JD, and so then I was like, well, now I'm in. Like, we can't move on now. And then the only thing that changed, I don't know what changed. I started sending the same text messages I send every year when we schedule, and people started saying yes. So
I know you're not. It's not totally etched in stone, but we're going to see some teams that we don't normally see for 4 days here at Corbett Field at the end of June, aren't we?
Oh yeah, we have Mandan and Pierre are coming. They're our kind of in our maiden stays. Then we have Thief River Falls, Minnesota. Brainerd, Minnesota.
Wow.
Billings, Montana club team, not their Legion team, but a club team that they have out of there. Like I said, Brainerd and Glendive, Montana. So we got 8. We'll have 8, including us, which is the biggest it's been. And we had some Canadian teams lined up too, but it just conflicts with their high school graduation up there. They go a little bit longer, so they're missing some players. But we thought we were going to get to 10, but we're at 8, which is we're pretty pleased with. And it's a little bit easier to manage with the 8.
And Pat, JD would be he'd be happy. He's smiling.
Yeah, we're excited.
Upstairs, and the thing about it is, it gives a chance for you guys to honor him, and also get some teams in here that people don't normally get to see. I mean, they get to see teams from Minnesota and Montana, that sort of thing. And that's kind of a tournament where you can just sit back and you can do some tweaking. You can put different combinations in there, because it's not all about winning and losing. It's about finding players that can play at different positions.
Yeah, and if you're going to make a deep run, that's why we like the Man-to-Man tournament early in the year, because it gives you some games with a little bit more angstiness to them, right? Like if we don't win this game, boys, we're going home, or we don't get to play tomorrow, or we got to play the 8 a.m. game. Like,
exactly.
So, because of the amount you play sandwiched in with all your conference games, it forces you to use the deeper part of your roster, and which you're going to have to see if you're going to make any type of run at the state tournament. You're going to use your whole bench. So,
Pat, let's talk a little bit about this program. How many years have you been with the Vistas?
I believe this is my 8th.
Okay,
I believe this is my 8th.
And you came to Minot as a baseball coach at Minot State to start with, so you've been around this area very well. How big is Magic City Youth Baseball through their whole program that provides programs for kids 7 through 19, from Cal Ripken to Babe Ruth to your advancing A's, to the Metros, to the Vistas? How important for you as a Vista coach is to have the program that Magic City Youth Baseball has in the city of Minot?
Oh, it's massive. I mean, it's our feeder system, and I didn't realize, but it's not necessarily the standard everywhere, even within the state. I mean, even only recently has like the Fargo Youth Baseball linked up with the Legion program, but it's our feeder system, and given these kids consistent baseball opportunities and the way that they've done it well before I was here is really impressive, and that's the biggest thing, is retention. We got to keep kids playing, and the way Magic City Youth Baseball set it up, we got 300 plus kids. I think somewhere between 300 and 350 is our number, and so that's a lot of kids. And again, if you're going to talk about competing, you need to be able to pick from a pool of everybody to keep pushing it forward.
And the thing about it is, it's not that, I mean, I know you're busy during the summer with the Vista program, but I know you're down there watching the Metros, and you're watching the Babe Ruth and the Kel Ripken kids. You're out there at the ballpark when you're not doing Vista stuff, watching these kids and interacting with them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say the first few years I was being an assistant at Minot State certainly kind of inhibited a little bit of that, just because we're so busy navigating that schedule, recruiting, all that stuff. And I was so tunnel vision on making sure the baseball job I needed to do was handled as good as possible. And now that we've been around longer, we got more coaches in the program that I know really well and played for me and trust and all that stuff. It allows you to be able to bounce around a little bit more and go see what's going on out at the park. And
I know you're worried about your team, but I always ask, it's a cliche from us media people. When you look up and down and you know some of the kids are coming back for other teams, can you pick out a team other than your team that might be a team to beat on the state level?
You're talking AA?
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's got
Somebody's got to knock off West Fargo?
Anything Fargo related, right?
Okay.
I mean, for summer ball, I know for high school, the West ran it a while when Century had those good groups, and you see that consistent because those groups get thinned out a little bit with all the high schools they have over there in Fargo. Summer ball, it's been Fargo or West Fargo for 6, 7, 8 years now. So
and you'd like to change that, wouldn't you?
We'd like to. I've had to watch both of them dogpile in front of us a few years back. So but they do a great job. They're super talented, and someone's gonna have to beat them. They're not gonna just have a bad summer. Someone's gonna have to go beat them. So.
Pat, I got to ask you a question. You came to Minot State and you're from where originally?
Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah.
You came to Minot State as an assistant coach, and then all of a sudden you jump into this deal. Have you enjoyed your time here? And I know what the answer is.
I have, and that was a big part of my transition moving out of college athletics into this, was making sure that this fulfilled what I was looking for out of that baseball side. Right, and that was a big portion of it.
Did you know where Minot, North Dakota was when you got the job at Minot State?
Only because I was already in the Northern Sun when Minot State joined.
Okay.
So that's the only reason I was aware of it, and I'm a pretty avid waterfowl hunter, so we've heard of North Dakota. So.
All right. Hey, one last question I'll ask, because I know you're involved with Caleb Heileman at Heileman Performance, and they do just great things down there. How important, and I'm not just saying on the baseball end of it, but on the football, basketball end of it, how important has his Heileman Performance been to the young kids that are trying to get better?
Oh, it's been huge, because that's the biggest thing, is just giving them an opportunity, right? I even just speak in baseball specific. It doesn't matter where they stand in our program, whether they try out for an advancing team or not. If they're on it or they don't care, they just want to work on it, they come down enough by being a member of our program for that. It's like, you're going to get attention. You're going to get help. Just show up enough. That's the biggest thing, is just kind of lowered that barrier of, like, we don't care where you are. Our job is just to help make whatever you do more enjoyable. Help you move better and give you a chance. Like,
you know, I played a lot of slow pitch softball back in the day, and I played with Caleb's dad, and he was our bat boy.
Yeah.
That's how much how far I can go back with him. But I think he's doing a super job, and I'm so happy that you're involved with it, and I'm looking forward to the Vista season. I think I'll be out there doing a little public address announcing, that sort of thing. I wish you the best of luck, Pat, and you know what? Let's go Vistas.
Appreciate it.
Hey, I just want to mention again, they open up, you said on the Tuesday, the 7th?
The 7th.
You play one game with West Fargo?
Yep, one non-conference game.
Okay, and then they'll come back on the 9th, and those will count. They'll be double hitters, and then you go to the Mandan tournament, and there's... Hey, by the way, did you put that schedule together? Because I looked at the schedule. Darla sent me the schedule today for the PA part of it, and I go, you guys are at home a lot in the month of June.
Yeah, I did, but I'd like to say it was on purpose, but it's mostly navigating everybody else's calendars.
No, I understand.
And it is. So we'll be on the road quite a bit in July, but yeah, for that first month we get our feet wet at Corbett, so that'll be nice.
Hey Pat, I hope to run into you and have some conversations with you down the road. Hope you have a great summer.
Appreciate it.
All right, that's Pat Arnston. He is the head coach of the Minot Vistas. Again, they open up on the 7th of June against West Fargo in a non-conference game. Then West Fargo will come back on the 9th, and they will go with a double hitter, and then they go to Mandan for a tournament. Do want to mention the Metros will open their season on June 8th at Devil's Lake, and the Kel Ripken, Babe Ruth, Advancing A's, they all will actually summer baseball opening night is Sunday, this coming Sunday, and the games will start on Tuesday of next week. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a fun summer to take in some baseball. We'll come back. We'll talk a little tennis, girls tennis, when we come back here on the Scotty K Show. Tacos, flatbreads, and even desserts. They offer several specials throughout the week, including their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax, and a 1-topping 18-inch pie for just $14. And if you're looking for a place to watch your favorite sports teams, Spicy Pie is the place with lots of TVs to watch the game. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery available and kid-friendly. And if you are looking to make some extra money, Spicy Pie is looking for some great personalities to join their team. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects. The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment, for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
And now back to the spicy pie. And now back to the spicy pie for the Scotty K Show.
Well, welcome back here to the Scotty K Show, live here from the Spicy Pie. Just want to remind you this will be our final weekend. Our final Wednesday will be next week. We'll take the summer off, and hopefully, with the help of Spicy Pie, we'll be back here again next late August into September and take you through the school year. I'll introduce you to my next guest here right now, but I got to do a little commercial stuff here. Want to let you know that we do have a pizza of the month here at the Spicy Pie. It's called the Sweet and Sour Hawaiian Pizza. That includes Canadian bacon, pineapple, sauerkraut, and barbecue sauce. You can take that in. And also remember, on every Thursday night during the summer is Taco and Tunes. They have a taco special up here, and then they'll have certain artists that will be out singing some tunes. I will guarantee you that I will not be one of those singing tunes. So come on up here and take that on. We'll also, later on in their show, going to talk to Kobe Brault. He is the assistant GM for the Souris Valley, Sabre Dogs that start their season later this month. Matt Powell, the Minot High girls, soccer coach, will join me. But right now, with me is Scott Delorme. He's the head coach of the Minot High girls tennis team. And I'll tell you what, I do some prep work, Scott, when I ask people to come on my show. And I don't want you, you might downplay these, but the Minot High tennis team right now is 4-0 in the WDA. They're 11-0 overall. They have outscored WDA opponents 35-1 in matches, and overall have outscored opponents 71-3 in matches. They are a perfect 24-0 in singles and 11-1 in doubles against WDA opponents. I'll tell you what, Scott, this has got to be a special season for the Minot High girls tennis team.
Yeah, without a doubt. We're pretty excited with what we have going on right now. We have a great crew. We're fortunate to have probably two of the top 3 players in the state at 1 and 2 singles. When you throw those out there, that's a huge bonus. Anytime you take the court with Eden Olsen and Sophia Agee, they truly are as good as you're going to find in the state right now. They're the defending state doubles champions. Great kids off the court, great kids on the court. And then we piece it together with 5, 6, 7 other girls that we know we can throw in there on a regular basis. And things are rolling pretty smooth right now, and hopefully we can keep going.
You got some matches still coming up, but last night you beat Williston 9-0. You got St. Mary's coming up, and Legacy later. You still got some region or WDA games you got to play, but you're sitting in a really nice position, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely. We know two of the better teams in the region are St. Mary's and Legacy. Haven't played either of those teams yet. We get St. Mary's tomorrow. We're really excited about that before we head over to Fargo for a little east-west crossover. But our girls are well aware of what St. Mary's and what Legacy can do. We've played a lot of them over the course of the last couple of years. Girls get familiar with each other. We know what's out there. We know we need to play better tennis. We've had a heck of a start, like you mentioned, but we also believe that we have another level we can get to, and we're going to need it for some of these teams that we're going to see in the next couple of weeks.
Scott, talk about the going into the season. I think you understood that you had some studs coming back and that you had a great group of kids coming back. But for what you've done, I can't fathom that you're 71-3 in matches throughout the year. Could you have thought that starting the year?
Truthfully, until you said that number, I didn't realize it was that that dramatic at this point. We knew we've had some 9-0 wins throughout it. But to hear it said, that is kind of special. The girls are buying into everything we're doing, and that's all you can ask from a group of girls. They could easily say that we've had success. We're going to settle right here, and that's just not what you get from them. They come to practice. We get 2 hours of 12 girls that want to go as hard as they can. They want to beat each other. They want to compete. And the next day, or when they're done competing, they've moved on. They're friends, and they're ready to go beat somebody else.
Also, they're competitive in practice as well, and that's a good thing, Coach, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. When you get those girls that are competitive in practice and they want to go, it doesn't matter who's across the net from them. They want to win. That's going to carry over.
Scott, I want to say, you mentioned Sophia Ege, you mentioned Eden Olson, who are very good players, but you couldn't have the year you're having right now if you didn't have a bunch of other kids behind them that are picking up the pace.
Oh, you're 100% correct. We truly have 12 girls. We play 6 on the varsity, 6 on the JV. We have 12 girls that would win a lot of matches for most varsity teams in the state right now. The last couple matches, we've thrown an 8th grader out there who's actually 4 on our JV, playing some varsity doubles for us. And we have 6 girls on the JV that we feel comfortable we could do that on a regular basis. So we feel that if we throw our 7 through 12, we think would be very successful in the WBA. And they're playing at the bottom of our lineup, unfortunately, right now for a lot of teams, but it's a fortunate thing for us.
You bet. Hey, you got St. Mary's coming up tomorrow. Right now they're sitting in at 5-1, right behind you guys in Legacy. But then this weekend you get an opportunity to go. I know you were over and played some East teams last weekend, but you get a chance to play a couple more teams. And then you got an individual tournament in West Fargo. You get North and Davies on Friday, and then the individual tournament. How do you, as a coach there, because, yeah, you want to win, but also do you do some tweaking of your lineup?
Yeah, absolutely. When we get these East-West things or non-conference things, we throw out some goofy lineups. But we still throw out what we call our B lineups. We think it's good enough to win, but we know there's a better lineup we can throw out there come a regional and state tourney. You mentioned St. Mary's tomorrow. We're excited for that one. And you don't want to overlook anybody. But the Davies matchup on Friday really intrigues us. We know they're one of the top 1, 2, 3 teams in the state. We had a 7.5-hour battle with them in the state semis last year. We squeaked it out, but it was probably one of the best tennis matches I've ever been a part of.
Wow.
And both of us bring almost everybody back, so it should be a lot of fun.
And then the individual tournament, you just pretty much throw everybody out there and let them have a chance to play some competitive tennis.
Yeah, the East-West invite, we'll throw 6 singles, 3 doubles teams out there. It's 9 different divisions, and that's just kind of a day where we tell our kids to go get better. Sure, it'd be fun to win the tournament. We usually don't throw a lineup out there that's designed to win that tournament.
Mm-hmm.
We think we could. But our main focus out of that thing is to find a way to get better. We'll throw different doubles combinations out there. And if we compete, we're going to have some success. If we win it, great. If we take second, third, as long as we got better, we're happy with it.
Scott, I asked this question. I had a conversation with the former longtime tennis coach at Minot High the other day, and Jerry Lyon, a guy that I call a very good friend. You took over a pretty good program, but how do you sustain getting on the boys' side and the girls' side for kids to buy in to the program? Because you have sustained what he started, and now it just looks like it might be just developing that much more.
Yeah, you said it. I was fortunate to take over a program that had a lot of years of success. He left it in really good shape when he walked away from the program after so many years. But we just get kids to buy in. We get a couple in every grade. We've had great kids. It's fun to have good tennis players. We've had great kids. On the court, off the court. Tennis is funny. It's 6th through 12th graders together a lot. And we have upperclassmen for the last 15 years that buy into the younger kids. They accept them. They're willing to play with them. They don't care who they are. They don't think they're better than one another. And that just feeds throughout the program with both boys and girls.
And the thing about it is you've got 4 matches left on the WDA side. You guys, and the other good thing is you guys have the opportunity to host the West Region tournament coming up at the end of May at what I think, and I haven't seen a lot of other tennis facilities, but one of the best in North Dakota here at Hammond Park.
Yeah, absolutely. It is the best in North Dakota. Even if you haven't seen them, that is the nicest outdoor facility in. I'll almost go to the Midwest.
Did you ever think you were going to get to play outside this spring?
We definitely had our doubts. We're lucky we got 4 indoor courts, but when you got that beautiful facility across town, you want to be out there. You want to show it off. So yeah, we're very fortunate there. And then to host the regional tournament, to make teams come onto our home courts, it's no different than basketball. You get a comfort level. You're at your facility. You sleep in your own beds. That's definitely, I think, advantage us. Hopefully we can take advantage of it.
Scott, I want to ask you one other question. With you guys having the year, and I think you understood that you were going to be a pretty good tennis team going into the spring, how do you keep your kids on an even keel?
Yeah, I think it's just they know what's out there. We played Cheyenne last weekend, and we beat them 6-2. One weather was stopped because of the weather late in the day, but it was a battle. I mean, sometimes the scores don't always say how close a match can be. And Cheyenne's they're a testy team. They're a feisty team. They're scrappy. But we are well aware of a very good Fargo Davies team over there. And if that's not enough to keep you level, you need something else. But I think having those two teams over there and knowing what's out there eventually is enough to make us keep working.
And what you look at now, you got St. Mary's at 5-1, and then next week you got Legacy coming in. So you've got some big matches coming up in the next week or so.
Yep, we do. St. Mary's is a team we have not seen in any capacity this year. So we're definitely excited for that one. We know they brought a couple girls back from last year. And Legacy, just boys and girls, them and Minot High when they take the court, it's a battle. It doesn't matter if one team's decisively better than the other. When it's all said and done, there will be 9 competitive matches out there, and hopefully we can come out on the right side of enough of them.
Well, Scott, I want to congratulate you, and I know I've known you for a long time. Back in the days when you played a little basketball for Minot State and Williston High School and some tennis and stuff. But what you guys is very special. What this group is doing, and I don't want to put a hex on them, but you got to be proud of what this program is doing right now.
Yeah, 100%. Proud of every kid in the program. As I kind of mentioned at the beginning, it gets tough for kids who would play varsity on a lot of teams, and they're stuck playing in those 4, 5, 6, 7 JV spots for us. But
they never complain.
And they never complain. 1 through 16, we have just great kids. I can't stress it enough. We have a co-op with Bishop Ryan, our Redeemers. We have girls from other schools, and they've all just bought into the program. It doesn't matter where they're at.
And I'm glad you just brought that up. One last question, because you got kids from Ryan, you got kids from our Redeemers, and for them to incorporate into Minot High kids, the co-op has been, bringing those kids in, it's all cohesive, isn't it?
100%. If you were just to walk into our program and see the 16 girls at practice, you wouldn't have a clue that they're from three different schools around this town. Everybody is one. Everybody's together. Everybody accepts each other, and everybody has one ultimate goal, and that's to have success during the year and hopefully compete for a state title here in a couple weeks.
Scott, good luck tomorrow. Good luck this weekend. Good luck against Legacy, and I just want to I just want to say, if you get a chance that last weekend in May to go out and watch a lot of good tennis, girls tennis at the most beautiful tennis facility I know of at Hammond Park, stop on down. Hopefully we'll get nice weather. Mother Nature will take care of us, and we'll have a great weekend.
We're going to get nice weather. We always say it's always sunny in Hammond, and wouldn't change this next weekend.
Hey, thanks, Scott, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Scott DeLorme, the head coach of the Minot High girls tennis team. Off to a great start and have some big things coming up, but they're at St. Mary's tomorrow, then in Fargo for a couple of days this weekend, and then back at Legacy for a big match on Tuesday of next week. We're going to take a break here on the Scotty K Show. When we come back, we'll talk a little Souris Valley SaberDogs baseball with the assistant general manager. We'll do that when we come back on the Scotty K Show.
We take great satisfaction in getting that perfect meat slice. Yes. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Because Slice to Order makes a sub above.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics. Vibetta Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettaOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics.
Looking for a great place to take the family before or after the game? Choose Spicy Pie. They offer a wide variety of menu items: pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, flatbread, and even desserts. Enjoy their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices, and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax. Join them for Taco Thursday with discounts on all Mexican items and $1.50 tacos. And don't forget White Sauce Wednesdays with the first 10 dine-in or carry-out orders with a whole pie. Get a free bottle of white grinder sauce. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery. Kid-friendly. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
And now back to the Spicy Pie for the Scotty K Show.
Well, welcome back here to this Scotty K Show, live from the Spicy Pie here on this Wednesday night. Do want to remind you we'll have one final show of the Scotty K Show for the year next Wednesday night. Then we'll take the summer off and hopefully get back in late August into September when all the high school activities start again. We still have Matt Powell, the head coach of the Minot High girls soccer team, to join us. I do want to let you know that the pizza of the month here at Spicy Pie is a sweet and sour Hawaiian pizza. That includes Canadian bacon, pineapple, sauerkraut, and barbecue sauce. So take that in. You get a chance here, and they've got a full menu here. It's not just pizza. They've got grinders. They've got chicken. They've got some sweets here. Hey, our next guest, and I just got a chance to meet him earlier tonight, from the Souris Valley SaberDogs, the assistant general manager, Kobe Brault. Is that right, Kobe? I said it right?
Yeah, you said it right. It's a bit of a weird spelling, but yeah, Kobe Brault, you got it right.
Kobe, thanks for joining me tonight. I've been trying to hook up with somebody from the SaberDogs for the last 3 weeks, and I know you've had some changeover and that sort of thing. I appreciate you getting back to me to talk a little bit about SaberDogs. You're only about, 2 weeks away from opening up the season?
Yep, May 27th is opening night at Corbett Field. We're opening up against the Red River Pilots out of Grand Forks. So, yeah, it's been an interesting few months, but yeah, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Kobe, give me some background before we talk about the season. Kind of give me a background of who Kobe Brault is and where you're from and your connection to baseball.
Yeah, so I'm originally from Janesville, Wisconsin, the very southern tip of Wisconsin, right on the Wisconsin-Illinois border. yeah, I've always loved baseball. I've been around baseball ever since I graduated a couple years ago from the University of Wisconsin Whitewater. They're no more for football, obviously.
Right.
But yeah, last summer I was in the Northwoods League with the Duluth Huskies, and then that was honestly one of the better summers of my life. And I wanted to continue that momentum of staying within summer collegiate baseball, and so this opportunity presented itself this past off season, and I picked up my whole life from. I was living in Milwaukee up until I picked up my whole life and moved out here mid-January, and I've been out here ever since. But I mean, the town's been great ever since I got here. It reminds me a lot of my hometown, honestly.
All right.
But yeah, I love baseball. Love the whole concept of summer collegiate. Ever since, I mean, growing up about 45 minutes away from the Madison Mallards, I always kind of had an affinity for it, and just a chance to be a part of it and be a part of watching these kids grow throughout the summer and get where they want to go. That's really what it's all about for me, and so I'm excited to have the chance to do that here with the Sabre Dogs.
And I see by your sweatshirt you're a Brewer fan.
Oh yeah, through and through, absolutely.
Just like I'm a big Viking fan and a Twins fan,
Yeah, and
sorry
the Twins,
about that.
The Twins, yeah. No,
Are you a Packer fan?
Yeah,
too?
the Vikings.
Yeah, okay.
We won't get into it, but the Twins, I got no beef with the Twins.
Hey, let's talk about the season because I know there's been some things. And I'm not trying to put you in the corner or anything, but there has been a lot of talk about where the Sabre Dogs were, if they were going to have a season, that sort of thing. And I'm not going to belabor the point because I think most people that follow Sabre Dogs baseball have seen the stories, that sort of thing. You guys are in for 60 games this year, aren't you?
Yes, sir. And that's the thing is honestly. Between our roster and our new coach, I'm really excited for what's coming this summer. And obviously, this offseason's been a lot of ups and downs, a lot of drama outside of the chalk lines. But once we hit the ground and once May 27th rolls around, we get some games under our belt. That's when I think we'll settle in. And I mean, I think honestly, this roster, at least on paper, I know they won a lot of games last summer. Obviously won the championship, but this roster on paper, I think, would stack up pretty close with that roster from last season. So I'm excited to hopefully win a lot of games and be the first Expedition League team to win back-to-back.
Yeah, because the Sabre Dogs won a year ago, that sort of thing. We don't know what the future holds with the Expedition League, but we're not going to detail that now because there's a lot of things that are going to happen. But the Sabre Dogs are back in Minot, and I know, Kobe, you haven't been here, so you haven't seen, but the fan support here in Minot, I can attest as a baseball guy, has been very good over since the inception back in 2018.
Absolutely, and that's kind of what drew me out here. In my conversations with our owner, when this whole process started, that team in Duluth last summer, it was, like I said, one of the best summers of my life, but we didn't really have the community buy-in that I feel like they have here in Minot, and that's kind of what I'm really excited for, is the chance to get out, interact with the community, be a part of all of it. We've been giving flex tickets out left and right to anybody that wants them, as far as for raffles, things of that nature, and so we're doing what we can. But yeah, I'm excited to see the community come out and hopefully, like I said, hopefully a lot of wins and hopefully another championship.
All right, let's talk about and I think most people maybe listening know the Expedition League. It's a wood bat league.
Yep.
And rosters are made up of college players from around the country. It could be NCAA Division I kids, Division II kids. It could be NAIA kids. It could be junior college kids. But from what I've seen since the inception back in 2018, we get some really good players coming here to Minot to play summer baseball.
Oh, yeah, and that's, honestly, this roster itself, I think it would compete in any wood bat summer collegiate league across the country. I mean, our coach, Michael Kieran, he's the head coach at Bismarck State, and I mean, all the dude does is win. They're sitting.
Good choice, by the way.
Yeah,
he's got North Dakota. He's got North Dakota ties.
Exactly, and he's doing great things down there at Bismarck State right now. They're sitting 33-6. They're going to be fighting for a JUCO national championship here in about a week or so. So, I mean, his ability to recruit. We got some D1 guys. We got some guys coming back. We got some D2 All-Americans.
The question I want to ask, because you saw about kids coming back, because in a lot of these summer college leagues, they come here and then they go, and you see a lot of turnover. But I understand through the grapevine, there's some kids that just asked to come back to Minot, North Dakota to play for the Service Valley Sabre Dogs.
Exactly, and that's really a testament to what Brett Schweitzer and Jack Gorman were able to do the last 2 years and what they were able to build, and just kind of the environment that we have down at Corbett and the experience for these players. These players are all coming, from all walks of life, like you said, all different D1, D2, JUCO, and they're all looking for a chance to either prove themselves to their coaches back in college or prove themselves to pro scouts. And so we're a pretty senior-heavy team, which is unique for a summer collegiate program. But like you said, a couple guys had reached out and wanted to come back, which is rare, but that's just a testament to the experience that they had last summer.
Okay, this year the league consists of just 4 teams. It's been bigger or more teams in the past, but you got the Sabre Dogs, you got the Red River Pilots that are new to the Expedition League out of Grand Forks. Yep. You got the Pierre South Dakota Trappers, who have been in the league since the inception. And then a team called the North Iowa Ragin' Roosters.
Yeah, so North Iowa, I'm actually really excited to get down there I plan on going on one of our first road trips down there, but they're going to be located out of Bancroft, Iowa,
which is where?
That's obviously northern Iowa, northwest part of Iowa. It's a very small town, but they do it big. They had the Bancroft Bandits there a couple of years ago, and they actually won a Pioneer League championship there.
Okay.
And it's funny, our coach Michael Kieran was the coach of that Bancroft Bandits team that won the Pioneer League championship. So we got ties up here down to Bancroft, and it's going to be really fun. The whole community really rallies around baseball there, and they haven't had it since they won that championship. So it'll be a nice change of pace. I was looking at the roster today. They got some guys coming in from California. I don't really know if they know the Midwest lifestyle like that, especially rural Iowa. But it'll be a nice change of pace for them, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they bring to the table.
All right, you open up the year on May 27th. You'll be hosting the Red River Pilots out of Grand Forks in a 4-game series. And I would think that you got some things set up for that first 4-game series.
Yeah, so it's going to be obviously, honoring that championship run. It's going to be exciting just getting back in there. Playing baseball again. It feels like, obviously I got here in January in the dead of winter, and it felt like the season was about 2 years away. But we're here. We're 2 weeks away, and I'm really pumped. And the team that got coming out of Grand Forks has a lot of talent as well. There's a lot of talent across the whole league, so it'll be fun to come out and compete every night. And like I said, hopefully a lot of wins. I know our manager is expecting a lot of wins because all he does is win everywhere he goes. So hopefully we can live up to it.
The other question I wanted to ask is because I've been on the on your website, the Expedition website. When this league started back in 2018, it wasn't all about just baseball. It was about making it a family-friendly atmosphere. And I would think that what we see in the past between innings of the baseball game at the Corbett Field, we're going to still have a lot of the interaction with fans and the game.
Absolutely, yeah. No, we got a lot planned. We got a lot planned in that regard. The main thing that I'm super excited about, which it was kind of one of the main things that I pushed right when I got here. That VIP area. The past 4 years has kind of been booked up for more corporate sponsors, but we're going to have a couple of those tables up for sale every single night, and so that'll give you the chance to have that VIP experience, the all you can eat, all you can drink. 4 to a table, obviously, so you can bring the whole family, and that type of stuff with the group outing. Still, we're going to really obviously, like you said, it's about fun. It's about playing baseball first and foremost, and obviously about giving these kids what they need, giving our interns that are coming from all across the country the experience that they need. But like you said, it's about being a part of something that's bigger than yourself. The community embraces everybody, and so we really try to push that community feel, obviously, and reward them for allowing these kids to come in and play ball all summer.
I want to ask you a question. Had you ever been to Minot before you came here?
No, I'd actually never been to the state of North Dakota.
Okay. What was your first impression when you walked into Corbett Field?
Corbett Field, it's unique. It is incredibly unique. There's a reason it won one of the best ballparks in the country back in 2018, and justifiably so. It's breathtaking. And like I said, I was in Duluth last summer at Wade Stadium, which has been around since the 40s, and it's got that similar type of that retro, not even retro feel, but you can just tell there's a lot of history there, and that's the main thing that I love so far, and the support from the community. Everyone loves baseball here, and obviously it's a community thing. So when the Sabre Dogs win, Minot wins, and so to bring that championship home last year, that's exactly what I'm trying to do again this summer. What we're trying to do is bring another one home for the city.
Kobe, I want to ask you one last question because I know you got tickets on sale, that sort of thing, season tickets, VIP tickets. You got a great website. That's where you want to throw them to if they want any information. There's phone numbers on there if they want to talk to somebody personally. but all your information is on that website.
Yep, SourisValleySaberDogs.com. That's got everything you need. Individual game tickets, season tickets, whatever you want, it's all right there. And, we'll be updating that, obviously, as the season goes on. But, yeah, looking forward to it. It's exciting. Like I said, even the blizzard a month ago, it felt like the season was a year away. But here we are. We're 2 weeks out, and we're ready to get going.
Hey, thanks a lot for stopping by. Again, maybe we'll get you back when we start this back up in August, and we'll talk maybe a little playoff baseball.
Yeah, a little playoff, maybe a championship tour. Who's to say? We'll see what's in the cards.
Hey, Kobe, thanks for glad I got to meet you. Thanks for getting back to me, and go Saber Dogs.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
All right. We got one final guest coming up here on the Scotty K Show. That will be Matt Fowle, the head coach of the defending state champion girls soccer team from Minot High. He'll join me when we come back on the Scotty K Show right after this.
Podcast presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Shields, Premier Chiropractic, First International Bank and Trust, Shots Crossroads, Sport Clips, Tires Plus, First Western Bank and Trust, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Roger Ward Moving and Storage, Clean Tech, the UPS Store, Magic City Inspections, Planet Pizza, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Subway, Century Eyewear, Qdoba, North Country Sportswear, Morelli's Distributing, Jersey Mike Subs, Pro Style Production DJ Services, and the Beaupre Law Firm.
Spicy Pie needs to be your only stop for the best in pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, flatbreads, and even desserts. They offer several specials throughout the week, including their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax, and a 1-topping 18-inch pie for just $14. And if you're looking for a place to watch your favorite sports teams, Spicy Pie is the place with lots of TVs to watch the game. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery available and kid-friendly. And if you are looking to make some extra money, Spicy Pie is looking for some great personalities to join their team. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
And now back to the Spicy Pie for the Scotty K Show.
Welcome back here one last time to the Spicy Pie. Again, I want to let you know the pizza of the month here at Spicy Pie is the sweet and sour Hawaiian pizza. Canadian bacon, pineapple, some sauerkraut, and some barbecue sauce. I know who the guy that puts this together. Now, I'm not going to take credit for it, but come in there. I've talked to people that say they really enjoy the pizza of the month here for the month of May. Also, remember now that the patio is back open. We have tacos and tunes every Thursday night here. We'll have specials on tacos and also have some artists up here singing some tunes. And again, I want to say, as I said before, I'm not one of them that they hired to sing any tunes. Joining me right now is the head coach of the Minot High girls soccer team. That's Matt Fowle. Matt, thanks a lot for joining me tonight. Another pretty special year going on, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a great start.
Can you move your mic just a little bit? Okay, you're good there.
Yeah, it's been a great start to the season. We have a really good senior group with 7 girls back that got a lot of experience last year and have played a lot of varsity soccer for us, and they've been great leaders so far.
Hey, I want to say, right now in my prep work today, defending state champions, they've clinched at least a share of the WDA title. You've outscored your opponents, and I know you don't know this because you don't look at the stats, 51-3, including 7 shutouts, and you have a record of 26-0-0 over the last 2 years. It's been a pretty special run for you, hasn't it, Matt?
Yeah, really special. I remind the girls occasionally how many games in a row we won. I know some people don't like that kind of pressure, but you also don't get to do that very many times in life, and I never thought I'd sit down today and say that we've won 26 straight games, so that's something pretty special to be a part of.
How's the process? How long have you been the head coach of the girls program?
This is year 21.
Okay, so you've had to go through some peaks and valleys to get to where you're at. What has it been the last couple of years that has brought Minot High girls soccer to prominence?
I think a lot of it has to do with a good working relationship with the Soccer Association, and working hand in hand with them and visiting with their coaches in the off season and having our kids play the same positions. And it's really benefited with a group of kids that's became dedicated to soccer.
You know, I could tell you this because I got grandkids that are doing everything now, and they're both in soccer programs. I never envisioned in my career as a broadcaster or whatever, Matt, that I would see the number of kids that are involved in youth soccer. And I know we're talking about high school soccer, but youth soccer is they're the future of high school soccer. It's just amazing to me how many kids are involved in the soccer program in Minot right now.
Yeah, I think this spring season they have over 900 kids playing K through 6, which is incredible and the biggest number they've ever had. And then I just think success breeds success. You know, if we can keep having good seasons up at the high school level and these young girls see that, then they're going to want to be part of something special too.
Hey, let's talk about it. And I have your roster here somewhere, but I look at a couple of. We look at the Burke girl. I mean, she's been around your program for a lot of time, or a lot of years. She's one of your seniors, one of your top scorers. But is it Malia or Malaya? Malia. She's one that I think that you maybe turn to every day and say, not that you don't have other good seniors, but Malia, you got to lead this group.
Yeah, and she's a great leader. I mean, she's been with us since she's been an 8th grader, so it's her 5th year on varsity. And she's just kind of that girl, at practice and in games. She's going to be a leader every single day, and you can usually pencil her in for getting a goal or an assist on a nightly basis, so that really helps.
And your goalie's pretty good, too. She's another senior, Madison Elliott.
Yeah. We've kind of been spoiled there. We actually have 2 seniors that have played goalie for us the last couple of years, and Madison's been in goal all year for us this year, and 7 shutouts, and she doesn't let any easy ones in, and that's kind of the important thing in soccer is make the other team earn their goals, and she does a great job of that.
Well, the thing about it is when you look at basketball or football or any of the other sports, when you sprinkle through their roster, you'll say, you're pretty senior, junior, sophomore laden. I look at your roster. You got 8th graders, you got 9th graders. So the future is good for Minot High girls soccer, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very promising. We have a bunch of 7th graders on our JV team this year, so we're in a really good spot. Yeah, we start 2 8th graders, and Jasmine Mitchner has been great for us at a forward this year. She's got 11 goals as an 8th grader, and Camden Vardy plays in our defense for us. And you always wonder how they're going to do as a young kid, but she's been awesome back there too.
You said you've been around 21 years in the soccer program, and I would say when you started as a coach in the soccer program, you probably had to go beg kids to come out for soccer. Now I would think with what's happened, you got kids that just want to play soccer.
Yeah, that's totally correct. I remember back in the day, you'd try and find a basketball girl to come play your goalie position for you. That's somebody that had good hands and some height. And now, we had solid competition with 2 seniors to battle it out for who's going to be our goalie. So it's came a long way, and it's exciting to see. I think I've kind of seen it all. At my first 7 years, I think we missed the state tournament every year, and now we've made it. Would that be 13 of the last 14 years? So.
All right, you're 26-0-0 over the last 2 years. You're 9-0 right in the standings. You have clinched at least a share of the WDA. And I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Scott Delorme, because his tennis team is having such a fabulous year this year. How do you keep them even keel, keep them on the level?
It's kind of just the old saying of it's one game at a time, and you got to be ready to go every single night.
Coach Manson said that to you guys every once in a while, didn't he?
He did. Yes, he did. And we got the target on our back every night. I remind the girls that you're going to get everybody's best shot when you do something like this, so you have to be ready to go or you're going to be behind. And we'll get another test Friday night from Jamestown. They've won 5 in a row, so that'll be another good battle for us.
So you got Jamestown, as you said, Friday night, and then you finish the year out with a Legacy and then the regional tournament, a little bit different format than normal sports have, but you'll go in as the 1 or 2 seed, I would think, depending on what happens. You like your chances?
Yeah, I think we have just as good of a chance as anybody. If we can just kind of fine-tune to some of the small things, we have a really good chance to go for a repeat. It's going to be a battle. It's not going to be easy. Davies is undefeated in the East, so we know there's some good teams over there too, and looking forward to playing them.
All right, you just answered my next question. I would say, who over in the East? Davies probably the team to beat over there, but I would think there's other teams that are going to have to be battled with.
Right. All the Fargo teams are pretty good. We played Shanley early in the year and won 3-1. They'll be a state tournament team. West Fargo is usually solid, and Cheyenne's always a problem too. So those 4 teams are all good, and you're gonna get a battle no matter who you get.
Matt, the last question I want to ask you is, and nothing against the soccer complex that we have on North Hill where all those kids go out there and play, and I watch my grandkids play up there, but how important and how great is it for your program to have a turf field at Dwayne Carlson Stadium that you can showcase? A lot of those schools around the state don't have that.
It's awesome. I mean, that's been really important for us to get to play on a home field at the high school now, and just to practice-wise, it's so nice when you get to go there too, and you just open the shed door and all your equipment's there, and you go. And Mr. Hepper does a great job getting the field set up for us and everything every night. And yeah, our kids love it. And it's been pretty special to think we've been in it now 2 years and haven't lost a game on it. So hopefully that can continue.
Let's hope it continues. I'm not trying to hex you. Hey, Matt, thanks a lot for joining us. Good luck the rest of the season. Let's bring home another state championship for the girls soccer program at Minot High.
Thanks a lot, Scott.
All right, that's Matt Paul. He's the head coach of the girls at Minot High. In soccer, again, they have, Friday, Jamestown at home at Dwayne Carlson State. What time is that? 7:30, and then next Tuesday against Legacy to finish out Monday, okay. Monday against Legacy. Go out. Hey, watch some good soccer. I'll be the first one, and I want Matt to hear this, the first one that never thought that I'd ever go watch a soccer game competitively, but I got grandkids involved in it now, and it's fun. It's just fun to see, and I like to see what's happening with the soccer program, the tennis program in Minot. I'm pretty much a football, basketball, baseball guy, but it's great what's going on in Minot, and we just got to continue that. And Matt, thank you for all the work you've done over the year, or not just this year, but over the years. All right, we're going to get out of here. Just want to let you know we will be back for one last show next week, and then we'll take a break for the summer and come back in late August or September. But we'll be back hopefully next week and talk a little a little track and field. Maybe we'll talk a little football next week. I know football season's a long ways away, but we'll do what we have to. But thank you for joining us. Thanks to Spicy Pie for sponsoring this for me, and we're going to get out of here. We'll talk to you again next week. It's Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie here on this Wednesday night.
This has been a presentation of the PSP Network. Thank you for joining us for the Scotty K Show. Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.